systems that you're able to put in place that allows you to be profiting from South Carolina, from Tennessee, from all these different places, and traveling around the country, or just staying at your hometown?
Yeah, great question. I get that question a lot, right? And the one thing that we do is we automate everything. So everything is ran off of automation. Now, there's one big key factor when it comes to short-term rentals, especially when they're out of town. Me, I live in New Jersey, right? And my short-term rentals are in Myrtle Beach, right, South Carolina, in Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, right? So excuse me. So we automate everything. Now the big thing that you have to do, I call it boots on the ground, which
Right.
is just getting cleaners, right? Like your
Right.
cleaners is going to be everything for you. They're going to be your eyes and ears, right? Because they're going to be in and out of your property, so they're going to be reporting to you if there are any damages or any tiles that need to be replaced or
Right.
anything that needs to happen. They're going to be there. But outside of that, everything else is automated. You load your property up on Airbnb, VBRO. Why? Because they are getting all of the traffic, right?
Right.
So everybody goes there. And then second, what you do is you automate everything. I use this app called uh Guestly, right?
Yes.
Guesty, I'm sorry. And what happens is you have your VBRO, your Airbnb, they all integrate into this app,
Uh,
and so now what happens if someone book on Airbnb, it
it'll
blocks
block
the
it off.
calendar on
Okay.
VBRO, and
Guestly. I
vice
always
versa.
wondered that, like how, if how are people listing on multiple platforms? Because I know for the short-term car rentals, Turo only wants you to be captive to them, as far
Hmm.
as renting a car. So I'm like, well, I guess that makes sense, because what if you double booked yourself? How do you prevent that? But so there's an app, Guestly, that
Yes.
integrates both. So you get to
That's not
basically,
it.
that's not
Yeah.
it.
So
Okay.
when someone book, right? Guess we also allow you to automate messages. So you spend some upfront time to
Right.
automate all the messages you want and when you want them to go out and what's there. You also want to change your locks on the door to some Wi-Fi keyless locks, smart locks, right? Because then that integrates with Guestly as well, and it assigns a key code when someone's booked. And the cool thing about it is they're only able to use the key code during the times that they book. So if they are there from July the 1st to July the 7th, check-in time's at 4 o'clock July the 1st. If they get
Right.
there at 3:30 and try to punch in their little key, ain't
It
going to
won't
work. They can work until after 4 o'clock
work.
on
Okay.
July the 1st. And then on July the 7th, the checkout's at 10 a.m. So after 10 a.m., that key code is not going to work for you
That's really good, because
anymore.
I was gonna ask. I saw, because I'll join groups just to kind of, like, the Facebook groups is where I always start if I'm interested in a business, because I want to see what other people are experiencing before I put some money. And I'm seeing people talk about, they've got squatters in their Airbnb, they can't get them out, and I'm like, what would, like, that's pretty scary. I live in a city that has pretty strong squatters rights, but you're saying once they leave that property, they can't get back in. All right. Okay.
Can't get
That's
back in.
good. That's
You know,
good.
and also, like, everybody's situation is different because, well, how long do they rent to that tenant? Do they rent to them over 30 days? And if so, then that's where you got to understand your
Right.
laws too, because if you rent it over 30 days, then they become a tenant and not a guest
Right.
anymore. And squatter rights kick in, right? So, like for me, I could call the police and the police will come and kick them out
I think, yeah.
because they're not a
I don't
tenant,
know all the details.
you
I'll
know?
just read the comments. Like, I'm always in the comments, just like, what's going on
But
here?
before your listeners,
And I didn't have any
before your listeners
advice.
is
I
what
didn't know
it is.
what to offer them. I just like to know, like, here's some issues in this industry. But now you're
Mhm.
saying that's not even an issue. Don't rent to someone
Yeah.
for 30 or more days, because then they become a,
I'm not saying
oh,
that. I'm saying know your
okay.
laws,
All right.
right? Understand the township and city laws for where your Airbnb is, and then build your business around there to be successful.
That's great advice.
And what happens is people, you know, people, Sabrina, people don't pick up a book and read. You know that, right? People don't go online and do a quick Google search, right? Therefore, people jump in the mix and they hear somebody else who did a 30-day stay and made, $20,000. That's all they
Right.
heard. $20,000, 30-day stay. But they don't know, like you just mentioned. See how thorough you were. I did not know all the terms and everything behind it because you're thorough. You're going to go ahead and do it. People don't do that. All they heard, $28,000, 30-day stay. I'm going to go ahead and follow that, and not knowing that that person probably, had something else going
Right.
on that they knew that they were safe with that 30-day stay, whatever the situation, or maybe an additional contract, or maybe check them out and check them back in. Like, who
Right.
knows? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
It's the
Like,
whole
people don't
story.
don't, don't
Don't
break
just
that down
listen
to
to the
see.
numbers side.